Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Diamond and we're going to be doing our monthly predictions for air signs to see overall what archetypes you'll be implementing this month, like what you'll be looking like, what to expect, and all that. So, hope you're doing well. I'm going to start pulling from Caroline Miss. Rescuer. What will you be looking like for the rest of this month? Messiah. I'll take this. Priest. Teacher. And Queen. And then look what wants to peek out. I'm gonna take it. Mentor. So during my mini takes, I was getting these similar energies. I do feel like before me even reading anything, like the matter of self-empowerment is definitely at play, and how you implement that power that is within inside you, whether you're gonna be a dictatorial, controlling presence, letting your spiritual role go to your head, or are you gonna be that light for others that's actually not so forceful, so controlling, so dominant, but willing to get in the thick of things with people and be that light that's like, you can do it too, and passing on that baton of like, you don't have to be under my wing anymore. Me being this teacher or this person in an authoritative role that could be identified as some kind of savior or rescuer, with these two kind of playing hand in hand with me. Yeah, I'm gonna read these because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. With rescuer, the light attributes are provide strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward, literally, like, and then I just feel like, let me stop. Shadow attributes assumes the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. So again, expecting something in return, expecting them to be needy and need you always. But instead of that, passing on that baton, like, if I can do this, you have that power within you too. I don't know how this is being implemented with you so far in March, but I'm just going to keep on reading. Messiah. Light attribute, serving humanity with humility. Shadow attribute, exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. Priests. Light attribute, facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Shadow attributes, violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. Teacher, light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. Shadow attributes, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Mentor, light attribute, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. The shadow attributes is inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instruction. Queen, radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others, Shadow attribute becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. So I feel like this month, you really gain some understanding about the light that is within you and the value that you do have, the things that you do have to give and impart, is that how you say it? Imparting knowledge to people, like passing that along, not hoarding that knowledge and not putting that knowledge into action. With bottom of the deck being liberator, highlights, the light attribute is freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Shadow attribute, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. So you help people see this month that even beyond the obstacles within their life, even during those trials and tribulations that people go through within life, you are a healing presence, a guiding light, someone who people can look up to, and you inspire them by you taking them under your wing. You're not so forceful within that because people seek that out. They naturally just seek out some form of inspiration, and it seems to be you being inspiration for others, especially within some kind of spiritual community, where you're actually passing on, like, I'm hearing higher knowledge, higher learning, great wisdom, which goes more above and beyond than any financial means, materialistic things like money. It's more precious than gold. Wisdom is precious than gold. So I'm just feeling like you being that support to others in times of crisis is very crucial during this month. You having that ability to express yourself, putting your knowledge into action, and with a free, caring, loving heart where you want to protect your students, the people who, not necessarily like students, but like people who look up to you for doing something or saying something a certain kind of way that is very needed for their evolution, their growth, for them to become the master. You're not wanting these people to stay stuck and stagnant in these times of going through conflict and strife. You're wanting to rescue and support others, but without making them needy and bringing on some kind of drama cycle. Like when I see this card or victim, I think of the drama cycle of the persecutor, the victim, and the rescuer. The rescuer thinking the victim one is helpless and needs their help. Or like, yeah, exaggerated belief that you are the only means to which a cause or person can succeed. So someone could have thought that you could have been lost without them, you couldn't find anything better than them, or that you were just forever going to need their wisdom and guidance, like you couldn't go on and make solid, firm, wise choices, wise moves by yourself. But it's a sense of like you being liberated within any kind of limited thinking, bad patterns of behavior. Releasing negative thought patterns of like you feeling able and competent enough to be in this role of priest, of messiah, of teacher, queen, mentor, rescuer. You're someone where people looks to as like some kind of guiding light that helps save them from being down in the dumps, from possibly feeling lost in despair, like not knowing which way to go, not knowing which community that will truly serve and meet their inner needs, not negotiating the power of their spirit, not fearing you know, the changes that will come in your life from being self-empowered. Going along your journey of self-empowerment, bravely overcoming obstacles. So you overcoming your obstacles by you, like, I keep on getting this message time and time again recently on this channel, but like, how you overcome your issues in life, the things that could make you feel like outcasted from society, like you can't tell anyone, or there's a sense of like you're seeking a lot of higher knowledge learning at this point, with the hair being like out of the frame, going up into the ethers, like to the sky. I feel like your knowledge is above and beyond whatever circumstance that you're perceiving. You can see the higher perspective. You can gain newfound fresh vision on things, and that can help clear up a lot of things for people, because you're humbly in this role where you facilitate some kind of spiritual like ritual or commitment that you abide to. So like that would be anything down to like reading your scripture, devoting more time to just meditating and grounding yourself to connect to your higher self, aka God. So prayer, meditation, I'm feeling like with Messiah and teacher here, you're being called to like pass along information that you've accumulated within yourself. And by doing that, others will follow you. And then they will be implementing those roles within themselves of being a person who serves humanity with humility, someone who has the ability to communicate the knowledge and experiences and skills, or just overall wisdom that they do have because of their previous inspirations and how they go about life. So how you go about living your life is inspiring to those who observe you. Just you and your overall spiritual energy, it's making as though it's like bringing a sense of peace and harmony, even though there could be people who see you in a not so good light and people who see you in an amazing great light because of the healing work that you do, like help others with. You help others free themselves from negative thought patterns, from outmoded beliefs, through your like benevolence, your kindness. You're not just taking your role to your head and being selfish within that, only caring about doing good deeds for yourself. There's a sense of like caring for your, I don't want to, like subjects? Is that what you call, what do queens call, like, I don't want to say peasants, or like, what do you call it? The people that they rule over. So there's a sense of like being in the thick of things with them, caring about your people genuinely, having a big heart, and not having some kind of, you know, connivingness to you within your role, of like using that in, I guess, malicious means, or not really considerate about those like under you, like this. Imagine this being a teacher and this is a student. This is the mentor, that's the mentee, the apprentice. So it's like not needing people to stay stuck in their low places because you're the only means through which they can succeed, but also like setting them free. And I'm hearing love liberates. So with your loving, caring, like benevolent heart, you use that to protect others who also gone through the hard times that you have gone through, because there's a sense of understanding, compassion with that. You don't abuse your students or manipulate them and teach them negative traits or destructive skills, but you flip that on its head and you use your wisdom, your experiences to shift gears in their mind to help them see things differently, give them a higher perspective on matters. It's a lot here about wisdom. Wisdom and humility, and you being that light for others. You're not ignoring legitimate restraints, but you see the limits and you don't see no barriers within that. Instead of ignoring it and thinking that, oh, there's no problems, and being oblivious to the things that need to be addressed at hand, you can address those things and come up with reasonable solutions because you see those you get those creative insights, you get the confidence to take that sheer will about you and go after overcoming those perceived limitations, if that makes sense. I do want to clarify this with the astrology. Like, what does this have to do about what you have to be aware about this month, the rest of March? What does this have to do with anything? What do they have to be aware about, Holy Spirit? My air signs, what do they have to be aware about? South Node. So there's a sense of like hesitation, anxiety, contemplation, probably because you want this whole outcome of whatever you're trying to implement this month to be perfect. With Virgo being at the bottom of the deck, there is a sense of like, no, it's not finished yet until I see it like how I envisioned it to be. But there is a need to like, you must do this for like the greater whole, the greater good. This is you serving others. That's a very crucial role. I feel like Spirit is ushering you into a role of leadership, but in a way of like not letting that go to your head and not thinking that like there's ever gonna be a time of lack where no one is gonna need to hear what you have to express anymore. There's always gonna be value in the words that you have to say, as long as it's coming from a good place, a good heart of like you wanting to protect others instead of being a tyrant, dictatorial, controlling, and demanding, being seduced by your role and violating the trust of your community. Because you are not the only means through which things can succeed. And I don't know why I'm like stumbling over my words all of a sudden. There could be a sense of anxiety of trying to stray away from some kind of comfort zone where you think like now is not the time for you to serve humanity right now. Like you don't have what it takes, or you're not really feeling like you're what am I getting? Like you have anxiety this month about you implementing yourself in a spiritual role. There could be a sense of like you trying to ground yourself and feeling like what you say is actually truly coming from the heart, coming from a good place. What you're being stirred, I'm hearing like urged to communicate by spirit. But there's a means here for you, like you to act out of love and not out of fear, and not expecting things within return, but like expecting positive outcomes despite times where you feel like you have to reconsider things or second guess, second doubt yourself. Yeah, second guess, doubt yourself. Possibly when it comes to matters of your work. What else do they need to be aware about? Fourth house wanted to come out, but it was too much. The Sun card, so definitely something about you being in that leadership role, being expressive, being charismatic and charming, very good with people, well-spoken, and you being able to be that light for others again, to shed that light of hope, optimism, that the sun will come out again. It's not all dark and gloom, no matter how your perceived circumstances are. Like you could be feeling like people are after you for what you have or what you can do for them, or they're trying to catch you slipping, or trying to twist your words or dump their own projections onto you. But there is a sense of like you having a thought in mind about the respect that you give onto others and how is that given back onto you. You're bringing a lot of things to light this month because of your leadership role, things that definitely need to be shed upon. Cause I feel like it's been some time that things have been, I'm hearing things have been like being done in old ways. There is a time to like revamp things, to bring things anew, to bring things to light. Yeah, something within your work, like serving as a full-time, doing things little by little, baby steps. What else do you need to worry about for the month of March? Fifth house at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, fourth house wanted to come out, and Mars. So there's hesitation here, but then you're being called to put that into action. And I want to get a sign. Let me get the first sign that I see. Sagittarius, and I just saw Pisces under that. So something that seems like up in the air, but know that you're being called to be thoughtful of your spiritual community, kind of like in a self-sacrificing kind of energy, humble energy, thinking of the whole greater good and self, think of yourself selfishly. You're being called to remember your highest ideals as if you did in the past. So whatever philosophies or spiritual beliefs that you upheld in the past, you're being called to recall that, ground yourself back into your values and your beliefs. You're being called to reconsider the rules of your home base or your family, familiar things around you. You're being called to reconsider that. And like, if these things in these social situations are serving your spiritual inner needs, those rules, whether they're limiting you or those are just perceived limitations, because I feel like your spiritual world and your material world are somehow being, like, I'm hearing tossy-turvy, or you're trying to implement your spiritual world, your spiritual life, and make that make sense, and you being able to implement that out into the world. Realistically, you actually not just talking a talk, but getting it out to the world and actually living that out through action. With the sun, 2 action cards, Sagittarius and action card, they're honest, they're upfront, and they speak the truth. They speak from the heart. I'm feeling called to say that through your leadership role, you're being called to give a sense of comfort and safety for others, but not expecting them to always need you, not expecting anything in return from the good, selfless deeds that you do. So there's a sense of like, it's not a video without me dropping in crystal. You're being protected here because of the power that you have and how you implement that power onto others. You're a great regal feminine power, whether you identify as a woman or not. You use your benevolent authority to protect others, to be that nurturance. When I see Queen, I think Mother Gaia. She's regal, and she don't really have to take shit from anyone. Like, her head is turned aside. So you're not trying to feed into any petty drama, because there seems like there's a bigger mission at hand. Like, your purpose, your destiny is to walk out on life, and through the people that you meet, you'll change their lives greatly and be a very healing presence for the people that you come across in your life, especially during the month of March. But there are, like, you're hesitant. Now is not the time to get it out to the world and do what make me feel secure. Now is not the time to act like a leader and do what make me feel secure. I feel like there's a sense of wanting to stay within your comfort zone with the 4th house and South Node being here. You're being forced this month to grow and expand above ways of limited thinking, outmoded patterns of, outmoded thought patterns, outmoded beliefs that are no longer serving you along your journey. It's time for you to implement that and be that guiding light for others. I was literally just getting that for my water signs. But this is kind of like a different twist, because clearly here you're feeling energized this month. Beyond whatever doubts, you're still feeling that self-confidence, that drive, that passion, that stir of information. Okay, you gathered enough information to feel like you're capable of being in that role of mentor, teacher, messiah, to pass down those parables, those wisdom, those experiences that you've implemented along the way of your long life. Even if it's been like you're fairly long, like even if you're fairly young, I feel like you've gathered a lot of wisdom and you lived a lot of life within those short years, where I feel like you can change someone's life dramatically this month. Like, this is like big energy I'm feeling with messiah, mentor, teacher, priest, rescuer, queen. You're feeling like definitely in the leadership role, taking the driver's seat, taking the wheel. And I just heard Jesus take the wheel. So you're really releasing, accepting things as they are, doing what you can do with the information and the knowledge that you have now, and preserving that knowledge in order to implement that and share that out into the world. But to do so humbly, to know where you get your help from, where that source is coming from. That's the divine spirit. Because I feel like what you have to give and share onto others, it could be very freeing. Especially helping them see like there's good things to look forward to. There's good times to be had. Like the power of love. Like you're a very loving, nurturing spirit this month. You're wanting to come into some kind of situation and lead the way, or to be of some kind of help, to provide some kind of strength and support to another in a time of crisis when they need you most. But you're not the only person who can save them. I'm just thinking of times where I thought that I had to give my all to someone who was going through a worse time than me, and eventually it just felt like my problems felt insignificant compared to theirs. So my problems fell by the wayside while I was anxious about them and their livelihood and their crisis, and that feeling like it just surmounted mine. So there is a sense of selflessness to you this month, but also remembering to fill up your own cup, to not think that you need someone to reciprocate, to be appreciative of the work that you do for them. I mean, like for the influence you do have on their life. Confront, demonstrate. Okay, so you're feeling motivated to actually demonstrate this out, your highest ideas. I mean, your highest ideals spiritually, as you did in the past, and with the trust of a child, like knowing that any move that you make at this point can't steer you wrong. Yeah, it can't steer you wrong. So by you realizing that, I'm hearing the ethical principles, the rules of basically how to have a stable home base, family, of realizing the rules of fun, romance, and making art. You realizing those things is gonna help you be able to act like a leader, get things out to the world, do what makes you feel secure. Acting like a leader and getting things out to the world will help you with your creations. So like you're being like a real self-starter, being really driven and motivated, really honest with your intentions and why you're going about like things the way that you are. There's a sense of like you trying to have more pleasant times, trying to feel more attractive, trying to have more harmonious connections within romance or within your work field or just overall in your home, just every aspect of your life. I want to get some tarot to clarify, like, what is the meaning of this? I'm feeling something here, feeling something like a frog in my throat. What do my air signs have to be aware about for the rest of March? Page of Cups. So definitely something you've been in deep contemplation about, something that you've been purposefully looking forward. Okay, you've been stepping away from the festivity of things, and you've been trying to go about things on your own, feeling lost, left out. But yeah, you could have just gone through financial hard times, but you're trying to see things optimistically, trying to see the possibilities in things, believing in the impossible. So there's times of like you grounding yourself, trying to see things from a different perspective, trying to receive those downloads to gain fresh new insight, a clear new vision. I was getting that in the beginning. This fell on the floor. The star. Now I heard, hey now, you're a rock star. Get your game on. Oh, ain't no, you're a rock star. It's so out. It paint and all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. It's a cool place, and they say it gets colder. You'll never get older. Okay, let me stop. Maybe here's some lyrics within that. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back street? You never know if you don't know. You never shine if you don't grow. Somehow, yeah, growing, evolving. There's a sense of like you going through some kind of growth and expansion at this time. Trying to be more hopeful, optimistic, and believing that you can achieve your dreams. Possibly like you could be trying to be in the spotlight. Or trying to rise above the occasion and put yourself out there to express something that needs to be said, pass along some kind of wisdom, guidance, knowledge, or experience, possibly through your creation. So you want to implement your experiences, possibly from like the experiences that you've learned from your mentors, and they passed the baton for you. Like now it's time for you to be an inspiration for others, being something like, if I can do it, you can do it. And by you feeling like you're more capable now than ever to chase those hopes and dreams, I just cut the deck and look what I see. Like, yeah, there's a sense of like, okay, I feel like I achieved everything that I've always wanted. I feel emotionally fulfilled, like I have pretty much everything I want. And yeah, I'm hearing I shall not want. And I have hope for a bright future ahead because I kept that optimism. I stayed in tune and in touch with my spirituality, my connection with God. And I feel like by me being obedient and following my gut instinct, what God tells me to do, waiting on God, but still taking necessary actions when I feel called to, so I'm not remaining stagnant, there still is a sense of progression. And with the star being the major arcana that comes out after the Page of Cups, I'm feeling called for you to really listen to your dreams this month. Follow your dreams, write those down, implement those, believe in your dreams, and actually envision that for yourself. And like look to the stars with a sense of great hope and faith in your future instead of being stuck in a despair state. Like, I feel like you're gonna gain the necessary insights by you remaining in the right vibration of like staying elevated, staying high-minded, thinking optimistically, being like, I'm just trying to make the most out of every circumstance, even though there may be limitations that are perceived before me. I'm gonna surmount those. I'm gonna feel empowered within myself to be able, like, I can overcome those obstacles and I can take others with me for them to also be that light for others. You can do it too. Something about your creations, something about you are going to be gaining a lot of respect from people based on what you say what you create. And I feel like it's gonna be like, I'm hearing you came in with a breeze on Sunday morning by No Doubt. So it's gonna come with a breeze. People thought they knew you. They put you probably in a box that you didn't really like know shit. Like you didn't really have much to tell them. Like they were the ones that had all this spiritual knowledge or all this higher learning, that had that ability to, you know, impart their instruction, but really it was false instruction. And so you went along your own path. And I feel like you trying to cherish the good things in life, trying to see the beauty in life, feeling a sense of abundance to you, even if things don't, like, they don't even appear that way. There is a sense of trust in the divine, trust in where you're going, trust in your gut, like never really steering you wrong. And not being all out for yourself, not thinking that you're the only means through which things can succeed, not trying to impart false instructions or teach negative traits or destructive skills, manipulating or abusing people that you seem to take under your wing, or that people are, you know, are inspired by the work that you do. Can I stop saying do? But there is a sense of you liberating others, you being that guiding light. And I have been getting that message repeatedly. What else? The Ace of Cups wanted to come out. Justice and the Queen of Swords. And then Death card is at the bottom. So I'm already feeling like the heavy energy, and like my table is all messed up right now. Normally I feel like I have a good like clearness of things where I can see everything clearly, but everything now is all jumbled and I have to move things around to really make sense of things. So that might be resonant for like how you're trying to go about ways of starting out these new creative endeavors with the Ace of Cups. Things may seem dark, gloomy, bleak, but there's still a sense of hope because your cup is still filled. Even though you may have overcome hard paths and trials, tests, tribulations, there are times where now you can be that help for others when they go through times of strife. Shedding that light for others, being that hopeful, guiding light of inspiration instead of feeling trapped in despair, depressed, and anxiety. Yeah, feeling free from that, feeling like, okay, things can actually work out. I'm not so down and out, and there's actually things that I do have to express. There's knowledge that I have under my belt that's gonna lead me far into the future. And I feel like it's just this humble beginning, even though you may have been heartbroken a few times in your life or disappointed time and time again. There are reasons for you to still feel a sense of hope and inspiration even through these dark times. Like, there's darkness around here. So still being that guiding light in times of darkness. Justice here. Being another air sign energy. I'm getting Star being Aquarius, Justice being Libra, and then the Queen of Swords also being this like Aquarius energy. So you really implementing you being who you genuinely are, like being authentic and being real and seeking the facts of the situation, like Queen of Swords, she seeks truth. And I feel like this is my queen. This gives me Mary, Queen of Scots. You ever seen Rain? It's giving me that kind of vibe where she's beautiful. And people could have underestimated her because of what? Her perceived naivety or her beauty or youth or how she came about of having power, where she came from, not being taken seriously. But then she earned that right. She earned that respect by actually being about her people and caring for their well-being, whether it's within her quarters, her little ladies, or whether it's just like the people within her kingdom. So there is a sense of like you trying to get down to the nitty-gritty, see the truth of situations where people try to keep things hidden. Or there's something about your words, the truth that you do speak, hitting home, or yeah, like you be speaking facts. But there is a sense of like you wanting to protect others, being that benevolent authority, but not taking any crap from people who try to like undermine you or try to pull a wool over your eyes because you can see the bullshit from a mile away. Especially with justice here. Like, this is truth sevenfold. Like, you seeing beyond the murkiness and the confusion of whatever emotions could be trying to sway you or cloud your vision from like seeing things clearly. Like I have been getting that, like, to gain a fresh vision, to see things clearly, which is why I'm feeling like this month or the rest of this month you're gonna be sneaking away from things that feel imprisoning to you, with the Seven of Swords being underneath this, because you're going through your own change and evolution within yourself instead of resisting that and fearing the change because the things going on within your perceived situation could seem like it's not a lot going on, or I don't know. I see the blessings of the situation, but not much is coming out of it just yet. But I feel like patience is being called for you to have this month. Also, just you, no matter whatever strife or hardships you're going through, and whether you feel like you have to sneak around in order to be with someone that you want to be with, or just to sneak away to gain some sense of you nurturing yourself, experiencing the finer things of life, because it could feel like you've been in survival mode where you've just been constantly on go, trying to just work hard. But I feel like with the Death card, you're being called to like make some shifts within yourself and your life. And it could be like deep, profound conclusions or realizations that you're coming to within yourself, like a newfound awakening, to where this new rebirth within yourself could be implemented within your creation. So whatever you learned from your past experiences and you passing that on is gonna connect to others. They're gonna see that beyond whatever murkiness. Like, look at all these cards. Like, the main colors are dark blues and like you know what I mean? So I'm feeling like beyond the dark times, you're still trying to gain a sense of optimism, hope, and faith for your future, especially when it comes to you being in the limelight, or just overall having a good life. Things being cool, things being peaceful and copacetic, things being enjoyable and pleasing, having good times with people around you, at least majority of the time, because you just seem to have gone through times of loss or times of betrayal, but you seem to be cycling that out within yourself, letting bygones be bygones, even if you haven't found that closure within those people, those love connections one-on-one, whether those haven't really gone off the ground or they're just starting. But there is a main focus of like you being like being authentically you, not caring if anyone is going to accept that, but you having those supporters, those people that'll make you feel secure, or just having those insights to get out to the world that help others feel secure, and that in turn cycling out and you feeling secure within your abilities to do so and not think that you need like these people to forever stick around, or for these people to always like you. I don't know what I'm getting at. Okay, I hope that resonated. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna post this, but because I do not know what I've been saying, but I hope it entertained you and I hope that it resonated. Let me know by liking, sharing, and subscribing, hitting the bell to know when I'll post again. And yeah, I definitely appreciate you taking the time out to listen to this whole thing. If you made it this far, thank you. And I hope to see you around again. Have a blessed day. Bye.